Have you ever woken up and looked outside to see the world draped in a soft white blanket? It hangs in the air, making familiar trees and buildings look like ghosts from another time. This magical veil is called mist. It whispers through the valleys and settles over silent lakes, creating a scene of quiet beauty and profound mystery. But what exactly is this ethereal substance? Is it a low-hanging cloud, a type of rain, or something else entirely? Understanding mist is like unlocking one of nature's simple yet elegant secrets, a daily spectacle that connects the water we drink with the air we breathe in a visible, tangible way. Mist is, in its simplest form, a collection of tiny water droplets suspended in the air. Think of it as a cloud that has decided to visit us right down here on the ground. Each of those minuscule droplets is so light that it can float effortlessly, carried by the gentlest of breezes. When you walk through a patch of mist, you can feel the dampness on your skin and in the air you inhale. This feeling is the collective touch of millions upon millions of these microscopic water spheres, each one a tiny world of moisture. This phenomenon begins with something we cannot even see: water vapor. Our atmosphere is full of this invisible gas, which is just water that has evaporated from oceans, lakes, rivers, and even plants. When the conditions are just right, this invisible vapor transforms into the visible spectacle of mist. The creation of mist is a fascinating process that relies on a critical turning point in the air's temperature, known as the dew point. Imagine the air around you as a sponge, capable of holding a certain amount of water vapor. The warmer the air is, the more water vapor it can hold. But as the air cools down, its capacity to hold that moisture decreases significantly. When the air cools to the dew point temperature, it becomes completely saturated, like a sponge that can't absorb another drop. At this precise moment, the invisible water vapor has nowhere else to go and must begin to change its state. This transformation is called condensation. However, they need something to cling to. They can't just form droplets out of thin air. They require tiny, microscopic particles to act as a nucleus. These particles, known as condensation nuclei, are everywhere in our atmosphere. Each particle becomes a tiny seed around which a water droplet can form. Think of it like beads of water forming on the outside of a cold glass on a hot day. At a glance, mist and fog appear to be identical twins, both being ground-level clouds that reduce our ability to see. The primary distinction between the two is a matter of visibility. If you can see for more than 1 kilometer, about 0.62 miles, through the haze, you are officially in mist. Fog, on the other hand, is the more formidable of the two. When the concentration of water droplets in the air becomes so thick that it reduces visibility to less than 1 kilometer, the weather condition is classified as fog. This is why fog can cause significant disruptions, leading to flight delays at airports and dangerous driving conditions on highways. While walking through mist feels like moving through a gentle, damp veil, being in a dense fog can feel disorienting, as if the world has shrunk to only a few feet around you. Mist is often described as feeling damp, leaving a fine layer of moisture on your hair and clothes. Fog, conversely, can feel much wetter, almost like a drizzle that never falls. Mist has a particular fondness for specific times of the day, most notably the early morning hours, right around sunrise. This is no coincidence. It is directly tied to the daily cycle of temperature changes. During the day, the sun warms the Earth's surface, which in turn warms the layer of air closest to it. However, as the sun sets and night falls, the ground begins to lose its heat rapidly, especially on clear, calm nights. The coldest point of the day is typically just before dawn, after the longest period without the sun's warming rays. It is at this moment that the air temperature often drops to meet the dew point. Rainfall also creates perfect conditions for mist to appear, which is why you might notice it forming after a shower, particularly a cool one in the afternoon or evening. When rain falls, it increases the amount of moisture in the air and on the ground. If the rain is warmer than the cool air it falls through, some of it will evaporate, adding even more water vapor to the atmosphere. This post-rain mist often has a unique, earthy smell known as petrichor, which is the scent of rain on dry soil mixed with the fresh, damp air. Mist is not just a feature of our backyards and city parks. It is a dramatic and essential element in many of the world's most stunning natural landscapes.